Good fats, bad fats, essential fatty acids. We know that omegas come primarily from fish, but do you find it a fishing expedition to get the skinny on their health benefits? Terri Suresh, nurse practitioner and founder of Hormonal Health and Wellness Centers, joins us today to kind of straighten some of this out, hopefully. There is so much information in the media these days about omegas. You hear about it all over the place. They're good for us. They're bad for us. It is very confusing. Help.
Yeah. Well, there is a lot of confusing information, and that's, of course, my passion is educating and get all the right information out there. But the omegas are very important, and the way they work is primarily anti-inflammatory. Most all disease processes are inflammatory in nature. And we've all heard of omega-3s, and that's the EPA and DHAs, which I'll talk about in a minute. But omega-7 is the new kid on the block, and it is phenomenal. In fact, its effects are so profound that Harvard has applied for a patent on omega-7s, which is called palmitoleic acid, and it has incredible reversal effects on metabolic syndrome. It acts like a hormone in the body, which, of course, you know, I'm all about hormones, but it exerts its effects on the fat cells and energy and metabolism. So it's really fascinating.
Okay, you mentioned that there are a number of diseases that omegas have something to do with.
Sure.
I know that's not very scientific, what I just said, but can you explain that?
Yes, absolutely. So omega-3s, which is EPA and DHA, we primarily know about them for heart disease and cholesterol lowering effects, but it really doesn't have that effect. It has its effects anti-inflammatory wise. But to break that down a little bit, also brain disorders, mood disorders, also the omega-3s play a role in, but the omega-7s have a role in decreasing insulin resistance, decreasing glucose levels, decreasing cholesterol levels, and decreasing essential obesity. It's a phenomenal new kid on the block, like I said.
Wow, it really is. It's
it is
information.
Unbelievable.
Okay,
right.
You mentioned EPA and DHA omegas.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What's the difference?
They're just two different types of essential fatty acids that make up the omega-3s, and EPA is profoundly anti-inflammatory, and it affects in inflammation. DHA is for brain health and cognition, but one thing we're finding with EPAs is it has a huge effect on mood lifting, and in high doses it can actually lift mood better than some of the medications. The omega-7s, though, the difference between that is, it is, like I said before, it acts like a hormone in the body, and it specifically acts on the fat cells to increase energy and metabolism.
So these are some of the things we're talking about when we say omegas. I'm just going to hold this up.
Right.
When you talk about omegas, you're talking about, looks like vitamins or something, you know, that you might buy. So what are the must-knows? I mean, you've had a lot of information here, but what are the simple must-knows?
Simple must-knows are, number one, you want to make sure you get your omegas from a company that is third-party test their omegas for not only potency and purity, but for contamination. Make sure there's no plastics, bacteria, estrogens in them. The other thing is you want to know that there's a difference in the different ratios of EPA and DHA, and of course omega-10 is my favorite. It has all three omega-7s, and it has EPA, DHA, and palmitoleic acid, so a combination of omega-3 and omega-7. And the results we've been seeing on not only mood lifting but inflammation. We have orthopedic doctors that use this for inflammation, sports injuries. I took it in high doses when I hurt my foot. Worked better than Advil.
Wow, that is really interesting. Okay.
I could talk all day about the omegas.
All right. Well, Terri, thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And there is a lot of information out there. It is kind of hard to figure it all out. If you want to know more or find out more, obviously, you can call Terri. You can in contact with her. You can find high-quality essential omegas. It's online at hormonalhealthwellness.com. Click on Nutrient Supplementation. You can also call Hormonal Health and Wellness Centers in Dallas and Southlake. The number's 817-328-8376. In Rockwall, it's 469-402-1877. And we'll be right back.